What up, y'all? This your boy Rooster back at it again with another Pelicans video. Man, I'm out of practice. I used to be really good at spinning this, getting it right up there. Gotta get back in the long form. It's busy. It's Mardi Gras season, you heard me? Y'all already know. Oh yeah, speaking of which, you getting a character. Well, uniform anyway. Who that? Fly, Pelicans, fly. Let's go get it. Great game. It shouldn't have been a close game, but it was a great game. Uh, some notes for this. Welcome back, Herb. Welcome back, Jose. You know, my favorite player on the team by far. Not even close. Welcome back, all y'all. You know, I don't want to say welcome back to starting lineups because, you know, having Herb play the point is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. But, you know, that's a starting lineup once again, trash. What else is new? Well, trash to start, but like the starting lineup, you know, held it down towards the middle when it came back into like the middle of the game. Because that's, like you say, it's small balls for change of pace. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, people saying this lineup is big because, yeah, we're big positionally-ish. Trey Murphy's not big. Herb Jones, not big. Sadiq Bey, he's pretty big. And Zion's big. So Zion at the point would be big. But like having Herb and Trey and Derek Queen automatically makes your lineup small. So like all the size you gain with Zion and Sadiq Bey, you lose it with, you know, Herb and Trey. So like we start off slow as usual, and then Boyega puts a fucking guard in. You know, you can't play basketball without a fucking guard. Like son, that's like this is like basketball 101. You can't play basketball without a fucking guard. Trey Murphy, he's not a guard. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna get back into all that, you know, later, like analyzing the team. But like whatever. I didn't like the start, but they held it down. It wasn't too bad. Then once we got, you know, our guards in and our bigs in, once Carlo and Misi, really once Misi came in, like son, stop playing these games. These starting lineups are stupid. Start a guard and start a center. Herb and a guard. Trey and a guard. Herb don't have guard skills. Trey has some guard skills, but he's not a guard. They're both forwards. So you're starting four forwards. Really five. You got five forwards, really. Queen's a forward. Zion's a forward. Herb's a forward. Trey's a forward. And Bey, he's a forward. You got five forwards on the field. Like, you know, it's fine if any of them have guard skills. But Queen is the closest one, but he's a rookie. So like as that. But all in all, they played well. Zion, man. Honestly, I kind of want to keep Zion just for Wemby. Like, Zion is like the perfect anti-Wemby. Big, strong, low center of gravity, big body, attack the basket. Lateral, like, yeah, Zion's going to get blocked a few times. The last time he got blocked a few. But Zion just matches up in Wemby. Putting that boy in the basket. I want to say, Zion put that boy in the basket a couple times. Like, oh, come here. Well, Zion was eating on that ball all day. Come here, Wemby. Put the table out. Hey, come here. Like a fucking table. Eating off your dumb ass. Let me get him. Man, that's why you need a guard, man. Once you got a guard in, that pass Jose came around, manipulated the defense. Threw that bit back to Zion. Zion came in that bit. Yeah! I'm like, yo, that's why you need guards to make plays like that, you know? Even if it's not Jose, you know? I wish Poole could have been that guy. You know what I'm saying? But here's what it is. So, but the Spurs, you know, they fought back. They fought back. Because, you know, terrible lineup decisions and consistently putting, you know, two guards on the court at the same time. And like Jose's plus minus would have looked way better if you just took that first half. The second half, Jose was put in a terrible position. You got Jose with like two other guards. Why they keep putting three guards? Jose, PV, and Fierce should never be on the court together at the same time. But it is what it is. Like, especially without a center. Like Jose's so good with the center. Like you want your point guards to, whatever. Like we got over that bullshit. They came back because like when you can't score the basketball, it affects your defense. Because then you're always in transition. And transition offense is the most effective offense. So if you can never make baskets to set your defense, That's how people don't like look at basketball the wrong way. It's not offense or defense. They're both intertwined. You need both. You can't pick one over the other. You can't. You gotta have both. So like our defense suffered because we kept missing shots. And we missed shots, you're out of position. Always in transition. They came back. Even took the lead at the end, but it was just too much for them. Like we had too much size. And we could do it. We could play big as hell. Like we could play big, and we went big and beat them dudes up. 26 off points off of offensive rebounds. 26 second chance points because he put the damn bigs. Queen is not a center. He's a tweener, 3-4. He's not a center. He's not a true power forward. He don't have power forward skills. It's like stop. Start a center. Like start a center. Start a center and start a guard. Like, bro, you can have the rest of the dudes come off the bench. But all in all, another thing I gotta talk about is the damn officiating. Like, nobody talks about the Spurs. It wasn't until this dude, Athletic Alchemy, Golden State podcaster guy, and he was talking about the Spurs whistle. He's the first person I heard mention it. This was about last year. And I started watching. Yeah, man, the Spurs, and then it clicked because the Spurs not only get a great whistle because the league love Popovich. He's like royalty, you know what I'm saying? So they got to suck him off. They fixed the draft for these dudes 2 years in a row. Like the people don't call about it. They fixed the draft for the Spurs. Like I think it was 2, maybe 3, but I think it's 2 years in a row. Wemby in the next draft. Yeah, they got 2 back-to-back rookie of the years, you know what I'm saying? And then 3 years in the top pick the next year in the when they didn't have no chance. And like they sent Wemby to Popovich specifically. And then the calls that they get. They get so many terrible calls going for them. Crazy no calls. It's crazy, but like the Spurs, the Knicks, the Lakers, man, the foul calls they get are just stupid. OKC, those 4 teams, but they get so many calls, but nobody ever calls out San Antonio. They shot like 3 times more free throws than us. Luckily, they missed a bunch. Like they missed a bunch of free throws. That was the basketball guys like, no, you don't deserve this win. They missed a bunch of free throws and was able to squeak it out. De'Aaron Fox didn't really play too great, man. That's how our defense was like a lot better. That's how our defense was good until our offense went down. That's how our defense could be good as long as we're scoring. But all in all, it's a good game for everybody. Shout out to Zion. Shout out to Misi, man. Look, y'all gotta check out. I got a little short on my page. I was in the middle of recording it, talking about, but I always talk about guards and shit. And then, man, in the middle of my short, Trey Murphy on the end, come back, throw that pass to Misi. Misi came in that bit. Yo, boy, yeah, the fuck out that shit on Wemby's dome. Oh, Wemby too slow. Like, too slow laterally, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, bro. We figured out, hey, we was attacking Wemby all game. Say, all right, we ain't running from you. We putting the body on. We got the perfect team to match up with him. Whether it's Zion or whether it's Misi. Carlo to less extent, but Zion and Misi was bodying this dude all game. So get your weight up, boy. Get your weight up. Right. I gotta check that out, man. Z caught that bitch. I see Misi. Boy. Y'all. No, that should be on the dunk of the year, dog. That was so clean. I saw it like while it was happening. It was like it was slow motion. I saw that line. Boy, he had him beat. He had the angle. It's like, get him, Meese. Boy, he had that eye of the tiger. I felt Meese's aura in that moment. Like, when he caught that ball, I knew exactly what was about to happen. I knew exactly what was about to happen. Hey, Wemby, come here. Come on, let's go. Boy, that pretty much sealed the game right there. Like, really, like, after that, so we pretty much took control of the rest of the game and just, seeing your defensive player of the year get dunked on like that, or defensive player of the year candidate, oh, yeah, that morale was crushed. Because he was getting dunked on all game, but that last one by Misi, because they excused it with Zion. When Misi came up and murdered that boy in that basket, Boy, I think the rest of the team was like, all right, well, look, fuck it. The refs will try to give it to us. We still can't win. Our dudes get dunked on. We still can't win. This is over with. I felt, boy, Misi snatched their soul out with that fucking thing, boy. That was crazy. But, all right. So now let's get into the meat of the potatoes. Meat of the potatoes or meat and the potatoes? I think it's meat and the potatoes. Because what does meat of the potatoes mean? But, yeah, I want to break down some general functional issues with the Pelicans, especially the coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to the starting lineup. Okay, let me read it out. It was Bay, Zion, Trey, Herb, and Queen. Bay, Zion, Trey, Herb, Queen. No, you started 5 forwards. No guards. You need a guard, you need a center. And we started off slow. Whoa. I don't know how many times this is going to happen before, like, people realize. Honestly, at the end of the season, just get rid of the whole coaching staff. I listened to some of the assistant coaches. I don't like them either. Man, get all of them out of here. If you're going to fire Willie, just fire all of them. Just get them all out. So they all garbage. Right? I don't think Willie should have lost his job. Willie is definitely the best coach, like, on the staff. And all the rest of the staff is garbage, really. But I have to say, once again, I don't think Willie was perfect. But, he was way better than, Borrega. Like, Borrega was so garbage. Like, he's so garbage. And, you know what's crazy? So now we can start, talking about the construction of the team. Willie Green was willing to try, like, some big lineups. You know what I'm saying? But then the fans got on him. I remember, I love Nels. You know what I'm saying? Nels and Pels. I remember... he criticized Willie Green for bringing in, Looney. I was like, son, you got to play him. Like, what do you mean? And it just seemed like anything Willie Green did, the fans just criticized him for it. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't really matter what he did. Even though Borrega's doing the same shit, and he needs to do it, and he's purposely not doing some of the good shit Willie was doing because the fans were bitching and complaining about Willie. So, but like, because there was too much turmoil. We had too much influx. So just adding extra variables to the team was just unnecessary. If you want to fire him later, yeah. But like, there was just way too much going on to add an extra variable to the team like that. We had that one run that you get in most sports with your fire a coach, and then, there's like a energetic period. And then boom, garbage. Like that entire winning streak disappeared. You know what I'm saying? Like, disappeared. Forgotten. Because, at the end of the day, everything, whether it's basketball, chess, Pokemon, the Yu-Gi-Oh, fighting games. Like I used to play fighting games competitively, you know what I'm saying? See, Street Fighter, that bit. Yeah, you can see that bit. But see, I wasn't really a Street Fighter guy, though, even though that's a Street Fighter thing. I was more of a Marvel vs. Capcom, and she from Goku, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, you know what I'm saying? Smash Brothers is competing that. So that's how I'm just competitive in all regards. And I've always done really well because it's the same thing. You have to build your thing. You have a win condition, and you build your thing with all the roles that you need to get that win condition accomplished. You can't just only play your win condition. You know what I'm saying? You have to have ancillary pieces to make it work. Like, chess is the perfect example, really. I think chess, I'm going to start using the chess analogies more because more people are familiar. Even though, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon actually work better when it comes to basketball when it comes to, like, the roles. Because the rules are a lot more fluid. And chess, the rules are very, boom, strict and rigid. But a lot of people know about chess, so let's do chess. So you can't just, like, rely on your queen all the time. The queen is the most powerful piece, yes. But everybody has different roles to play. The knights are important. The bishops are important. The pawns are important. Everybody has a role. And when somebody is out of their role, the efficiency goes down. So, like, you can throw a bunch of talent on the court, but if their roles don't work, if you don't have all the roles covered, you know what I'm saying, then what are you even doing? You're going to be weak. So, if you don't have, let's say, if you're playing chess without a knight, it's only worth 3 points. So, oh man, I'll just replace that with a rook, which may or may not work, but you need a knight because the knight's the only thing that can do what it does. There's certain situations that a knight's gonna be better at that you don't have. Yes, a rook may be a better overall piece, and it may fit your team. A rook, because a rook, you can put a rook anywhere. Like I said, like you could always have. So if I had 4 rooks on the board, so I'd be powerful as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But you can't have 4 rooks and no knights. You still like that's what versatility is. You know, even if you like go against the standard, you still need to have something for that role. Once again, chess isn't as perfect because the rules are kind of set. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't play a game with 3 rooks. So like the analogy isn't as perfect with chess as it would be with the other ones. But like I said, if I start saying breaking it down Pokemon style, you know what I'm saying? All right, so when you're building a Pokemon team, you got to check all your boxes, just like, basketball. They build a Pokemon team, you got to have something that accounts for substitute. If you can't account for substitute, you're going to lose. That's just what it is. You need something to account for setup sweepers. Either phase them out of there or unaware to ignore stat boosts. You need something like that. You need your own setup sweeper. If you don't, you got to have a better win condition, like I don't know. You can make up that offense somewhere, but you need at least one setup sweeper on your team. You know what I'm saying? You need a defensive mind. You know what I'm saying? You need a balanced mind. You know what I'm saying? And then you got flexibility. So you need hazards. Hazards, yes. Hazards. You need hazards and you need hazard removal. So no matter how good your team is, you can have a whole top tier team full of the best Pokemon, whatever. But if you don't have all your roles taken care of, your team will lose. Like, especially when I used to like compete online and stuff, like dudes would bring full teams full of legendaries, 6 legendaries. I would fucking smoke them. You know what I'm saying? What about superior, man? Look, I had my setup sweeper, I had my passive damage, I had means to stop passive damage. So you need everything to check marks. Once again, chess is more relatable. People know it, but like there's no versatility with chess. Bobby Fischer, the greatest chess player of all time. There's no debate. Anybody, look, I know a lot of people. They got Carlos, Magnus, and all these other new people. Bobby Fischer is the GOAT. There is no debate. There is no argument. This man was on a different kind of level. Man invented the Queen's Gambit because he went offense. That ball was pure offense. You know what I mean? Very efficient, like the most efficient chess player like you'll ever see, bro. Like he utilized the value of his pieces, like nobody else. And he just thought on a different kind of level. Like he saw reality. That's why people call him crazy. He got like banned from the chess community for saying crazy things. But when people are that smart, you know what I'm saying, they say crazy things, quote unquote. But yeah, what he did, I bring him up. He randomized the back to add that variance. You know what I'm saying? And that's like in basketball, there's a lot of variance. That's why I stick to saying how important it is to understand how to build something that can account for variance. So you only do that in chess, but like in Yu-Gi-Oh, I said competing in Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and fighting games, like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, if I'm building my team, I need to have something that can account for 0. So he's the best. If your team can't account for 0, your team trash. So no matter how good your team is, your team got to account for 0. Your team got to account for Dark Phoenix. So if your team can't account for those 2, then it doesn't matter how good you are. You're gonna lose. Because there's certain things you need when you're building a team. So let's bring it all back to basketball. You need a point guard. You need somebody who can freaking make the offense easier for everybody else. The game just flows much better. So many people now don't think you need a point guard. But roles are roles. You need a guard who's not going to take a lot of shots, who's going to not turn the ball over, who's going to make good decisions. That's what Jose is. Now we bring it all the way back to Jose. You know I couldn't go this long without mentioning Jose, my boy, the most important player on the team. So when I was talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, chess, in all forms of competition, no matter what it is, when you're building something, you gotta understand what role compression is. Role compression. And I have a short called Jose Alvarado is Scizor. Now Scizor is Pokemon. That's it. I'm also competing Pokemon too. And Scizor is one of the best Pokemon like in Gen 9. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't say it like that, but he is. Like, of all the teams I built, because like of all the Pokemon that exist, Scizor has the highest roll compression out of it. Like, he just does, of all the rolls, like checkmark things that you need, he's got it. Scissor, he's a steel type. Every team needs a steel type. You need one. If, like you do, like to suck up poison and like you need a steel type. He's a steel type. He has U-turn. One of the greatest moves in the game for freaking momentum. Scissor gets defog, which clears out. Like defog is one of the most broken moves out there. Like it clears out everything. It clears out hazards. It clears out and field too. Hazards and then like field shit and lowers evasion so you can hit him easier. He gets knockoff, one of the best moves in the game. So like and knockoff takes your item. Items are very important. So on top of that, and he's versatile because of his type. He has good stats too. Not amazing, especially in Gen 9, but good enough. His attack is high enough. His speed is low enough so that like you're still like lower speed in trick room. But it's also high enough that you can still raise and do whatever. But he has bullet punch. He has priority. So look, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but like stay with me. So he has all these things I listed. Priority moves. A priority move is a move that moves faster than your opponent. Even if like the fastest one Pokemon wins, the priority supersedes that. So Scizor has all these tools. The priority is good. Like if you're weaker than a Pokemon, but they got a little bit health left, and you can't beat them one-on-one, priority move. I'll hit them with a quick move before you can even hit them, kill them off. So Scizor has all of these tools in one Pokemon, and Scizor only has one weakness, like one. Out of everything I listed, he has one fatal flaw: fire type. He has one weakness, it's fire, but he's 4 times weak. So it's like a fatal flaw, as I call it. There's weaknesses, but then there's like fatal flaws. It's like if it wasn't for like that, he would be like elite. But he has the highest roll compression. He does everything. And to bring it back to chess, the queen has the highest roll compression because it's one piece and it does all these things. So I say all that to say, Jose Alvarado is the highest roll compressed player on the team. Jose, he's the best point guard on the team. If you argue otherwise, you don't know basketball. And you need to rewatch all of my videos so I can educate you. So if you don't think Jose is the best point guard on the team, then you 100% just don't know basketball. Or you don't know basketball at a deep enough level. So it's weird to not start your best point guard. But he's also your best passer, because sometimes your point guard usually is your best passer, but not always. He's your best passer. He's your best floor general. So going back to role, these are roles that you just need to have. You need to have a passer. You need to have somebody that's a really good passer who's not going to turn the ball over. Jose fills that role. And my other shorts, you got to check. Like, so Jose was in the top 10 and got a defensive, I forgot, it's a new defensive stat. Pretty much show everything you do on the court that lowers other players' like efficiency, like everything. Not just like one-on-one defense. They count transition off. They count everything. Jose was in the top 10 in that bitch. So his defense is good. But his one fatal flaw is that he's short. So he does all these things. Even though he's short, he's a great rebounder for a size. Like I said, I'll tell y'all, don't sports bet unless it's like expendable income. But like if you ever have expendable income, just put something on Jose rebounding prop. I'm mad. I should have did last game. I'm mad he came back, but I was busy. Jose rebounding props are gonna hit most of the times, because like the books ain't figured it out that like, son, this dude's an amazing rebounder for his size. He don't turn the ball over. He's a good defender, but say he's short, so some people will shoot over the top sometimes. So people will think that he's bad defensively. Kind of like an analogy. Some people who don't know better would think Scizor is bad defensively because like one fire move. And fire's a fairly common type in Pokemon. One fire move will melt this dude. 4 times weak to fire, and his special defense isn't amazing. You know what I'm saying? So like some people question the defensive profile. This is a fatal flaw. Like Jose's fatal flaw in defense is he's short. Sometimes people are just gonna shoot over him. But everything else he does to bring defensive value. They supersedes all that. So you have a dude. So if you get rid of Jose, there's nobody else on the team that just does all the things that he does in one player. So like you only have 5 positions, so you need to compress all your roles at once. Which it goes back to now we got to transition into the part that a lot of the Pelicans media are scared about for whatever reason. The fans, y'all are actually close on this one because y'all know Herb Jones, he's got to go. I love Herb, but it comes back to roll compression. Herb Jones, Sadiq Bey, and Trey Murphy. They all do the same thing. You can't have all three of them. They're all forwards that same kind of role. That especially more like Sadiq Bey and Trey. Like they're like the Sadiq Bey. He's Brandon Ingram now. He's like the offensive guy. That's what he pass much. I'm glad he's rebounding and pass a little bit more because before he just was just a scorer really. But he's doing a little bit more now. So you have, and that's the role. Talking about roles. So you need your hammer. Sadiq Bey's a hammer. You know what I'm saying? Like Zion, he's the versatility guy. He can be anything. You know, that's what I was saying earlier. If Jose's not gonna be a point guard, it's got to be Zion because of his versatility, his ball handling. Like he has better point guard skills than everybody else except Jose and Poole. You know what I'm saying? So you got Bey and you got Trey, another offensive guy on the wings. So look, we already established you need guards. Get it out your mind. Trey is not a guard. He's not. Get that out your mind. Herb ain't a guard. Get that out your mind, definitely. I'm more willing to buy, Trey as a big guard, as a tall guard. I mean big because he's still lanky. Than Herb. Herb is a textbook forward. He's a textbook wing, dog. Like when I saw Herb Jones starting the point last game, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, son, that's the thing. Herb Jones doesn't do enough. So, you need to have a center. You got to have a center. You got to have a guard, and he can't play there. You got to have a center. He can't play there. So that's what I'm talking about, roll compression. He doesn't have enough versatility. He can only play in a small slot. But you need Trey, Sadiq Bey, Zion to play in that position. So, Herb's an odd man out. Now, if Herb could start hitting the threes like it was a few years ago, that would help. But what Herb really needs, he needs to be a point guard. So, I guess you kind of have to run him at the point. Because that's the only way he can really bring value when he's on the floor. Because, yeah, he's a good defender, but he's not as good of a defender as people really make him out to be. As I said in another one of my videos, watching him, he has really good hands, but he plays defense with his hands a lot. He don't move his feet well. And that's a death sentence for a defender. Son, Herb does not move his feet as well as I would like. It's just like that. So hopefully this video does good, but not too good. But maybe they're not going to see the end part of it because it's kind of long. So for the real ones who watch the whole thing, you're the real ones. But that's the biggest thing with the team and why Jose is so important. So now all y'all go out here, buy some Jose Alvarado gear. I'm going to get my jersey right. Watch if I get my Jose jersey and tell everybody we need Jose. I'm going to go deeper because I want to go by each player in the role. Because this is just something I was thinking about. I want to make a comprehensive video, which I've been working off the last week, man. I've worked on a comprehensive breakdown of the Pelicans. But at this point, I'll just let me just get some of the information out there at the back of this next Pelicans video. Because I'm going to break it down big. Like what I just did, but for all the players and how they fit and interact with each other. And how to build a successful thing. So I see I'm already getting to 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not going to split it up. We do one take in this bit. So if you want to see the whole thing, look. Put that whole thing up and watch it. Put it in the background. Get some of this basketball knowledge. But I guess to wrap it up, I'll touch on Jordan Poole. I did want to touch on Jordan Poole a little bit, and Willie Green, Bordier, and all them. And it's weird. Like I said, I feel as though we should have kept Willie because there was too much going on. But out of all, he wasn't perfect. He was not perfect. So don't not tell people that I was a big Willie Green fan. Once again, I'm a fan of building systems and understanding roles. Like I'm a Matt dude. Right? So I'm just you just need to have a coach that's gonna do enough of these things. And once again, we have so much going on. It's hard to really pin down and diagnose what's happening when you have all these variables. So I was before we fire Willie, let's wait till we see what the hell's going on. But it is what it is. But it's crazy how he got fired because of Jordan Poole. And regardless how you feel about Willie, what everybody is on the same page is that Jordan Poole, you don't do what the fuck you did. You go to a new team. a new team in their system start talking like you've been around, like you know what the hell you're talking about. He was talking about, oh, we don't need to run much offense. That should be more free flowing. Bitch, you was on the Wizards. Yeah, you have a ring, but you don't know shit about shit. Like, what you talking about putting influence? Because if he thought the offense should run another way, Willie thought it should run a different way. He got, messed up because he thinks he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Then when Willie benched his ass like he should have because he was garbage. That's what got him fired. It's crazy how everything he did. Willie Green got fired for doing the right thing. That's what's weird. Willie Green got fired for doing the right thing. Yeah, Jordan Poole needs to sit. Fuck that guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he still benefit the team, but I think James Borrego is punishing him for getting Willie fired. Because Poole should still be playing. Not much. Like he should be playing like 10, 15 minutes a game. Once again, we don't have a point guard. Borrego don't want to play Poole so much that he's willing to play Herb Jones at the freaking point. Herb Jones. Come on, man. Herb at the point? That ain't it. That ain't it. But I don't know. Hopefully Poole can show something so he can either trade his ass or, have a good guard in the rotation. Because we need guard play. You need guards and you need centers. You know what I'm saying? So, Misi got to play. Carlo got to play. Bay got to play. Trey got to play. Zion, Queen. All these dudes need minutes. So, it's hard to find minutes for Herb. Because he just doesn't do enough. He doesn't score well enough. He doesn't handle the ball well enough. He turns it over. Every time he tries to put the ball on the floor, he turns that bitch over. So what kind of guard can't put the ball on the floor? Clay Thompson. Overrated. But, pop shots. But, exactly. A guard that can't put the ball on the floor is like, son, what are you doing? Like, son, what are you doing? All right, bro. But that's going to be it for now. I'm going to break down the team more. So, like I said, I have different breakdowns between Zion and Queen, Zion and Herb, between all of these players and their interactions. So I'm still working on breaking that down. But for right now, this is like a little sneak preview of that. So you got 2 videos in one pretty much, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, I'm your boy, DJ Rooster. Wake your ass up. Because the Wallace never sleeps. You heard me? Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Check out the rest of my videos. I still got to figure out how to put the little ending screens on the back. But yeah, check them out. Check out my Facebook and Instagram. Instagram is, DJ Rooster 504. Check me out, follow. Keep up with my Mardi Gras adventures. I'm going to be showing some more Mardi Gras stuff too. I got a couple Mardi Gras videos over here. But, enjoy the rest of your year. Be well.